Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Miami Dolphins.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready, shot. Ready,
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Hey, look at this Cowboy defense.
And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be 1st, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. A short throw there to Strange.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down.
The Dolphins at 4-6 now on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Up the middle, Achane.
They will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Here's Tua.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Prescott off play action. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You talk about this Miami defense.
They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Prescott to throw it. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around.
He'll dump this off to Achane.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Play action, now it's Tua. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Tua going to give this to Wright.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
The 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Open man is Hill, he's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
To a fast pass outside complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Here's Prescott. That is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. That's to the running back, Jalen Blue. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Prescott now. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away.
Fighting his way through contact. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin
Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just got good ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Tua sets up to pass it. Got his man. It's Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Straight ahead with Uchin. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From midfield, here's Tua. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too big there, and it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has, percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Tua gets this one to Hill. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
5. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Second down and 3. Now a toss, left side, it's Blue. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go!
They go again with Blue. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, but now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. 26.
Prescott. He had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity miss there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
All right, here we go. Going to 52.
4th down, Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
All right, come on.
Tua going to throw. Out route to Hill, complete. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Now Tua on the bootleg here. And it is caught. And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. It's a big play there for Miami. 42 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's A-Chain. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
44, ready. 19.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Prescott. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Then we're going to 53. Then we're going to 53.
On 3rd down, they run with Blue. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. And his kick is good. And they will get
get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a 14-3 advantage already, we'll see how much they want to try to push things, if at all.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley.
Down the left sideline. Inside the 10.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's 21-3. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter.
And he returns this to the 22.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Prescott from the gun. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Blue. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 35-yard line.
75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Yeah!
First down, and they go right back to Blue. And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They'll try and run again with Blue. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part. He's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right, Here we go, 46. 26.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones.
Touchdown, Cowboys! What a great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Aubrey good with the PAT. And it makes the score 21-10. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again, they've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Hey, 21 CA. 18.
From the gun, it's Tua. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Get set. All right, go ahead, go, go, go. Ready.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Taken at about the 16. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start this drive out on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing, Prescott. Now he'll tuck this and run. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready, team. Ready.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Achane gets it from the gun.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Looking to pass. Tua. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. Fourth down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Touchdown! A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Dolphins take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Prescott to throw it. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And that will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter, standing just about on his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
43-yard line. 'Cause 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 'cause
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Yeah, hit it.
A give left side. Here's Achane. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A quick throw complete to Washington. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Go ahead.
They'll give this to Wright, running right. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Here's Tua. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Getting home that time to Marby and Overshow. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
The offense on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. On play action, here's Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he brings brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now Prescott. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on fourth down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
Goes out left. It's caught by Williams.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll give this to a chance.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 24.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Tua, fast pass outside complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
First down and goal to go.
Tua sets up to pass it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Devon Achane from a yard out. And the Dolphins have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
42, Cowboys 10.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Probably smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
47.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
46.
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Dallas.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. To the air again, Prescott.
On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Here's Prescott.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look at each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Cowboys 18.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking in an outside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers.
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Ready. What a team! What's that?
give up the middle to right.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Go ahead. 18.
Tua going to throw. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Miami. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Here's Prescott.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Prescott.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Now Prescott on fourth down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Wright.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
94 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Go ahead.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for Miami, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday afternoon at around 3:30 Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.